Dedication to the patron night and day, and God ran his faith strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whispered through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Well, that just happened in the realm of lore. Battles fought and legends born, stories they implore. Valia, the ranger with her aim fierce and true. Through forests dark and new, she just wants to do. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. The sorceress stands with magic so sublime. Her heart fierce and forthright, bending space and time. A mark of death sits upon her tired soul, haunted by shadows that she cannot control. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Thor in the dwarf flowed with rage like a curse on the gentle king of Hammer, his universe. Mighty Hamlet swings with justice on his side. Battles in the tide where valiant fear collide. Both with their wings soars high above the gray. Dedication to the patron night and day, and Dar ran his faith strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Well, that just happened in the realm of lore. Battles fought and legends born, stories they implore. Valia, the ranger with her aim fierce and true. Through forests dark and new, she just wants to do. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. The sorceress stands with magic so sublime. Her heart fierce and forthright, bending space and time. A mark of death sits upon her tired soul, haunted by shadows that she cannot control. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Thor in the dwarf flowed with rage like a curse on the gentle king of Hammer, his universe. Mighty Hamlet swings with justice on his side. Battles in this tide where valiant fear collide. Both their wings soars high above the gray. Dedication to the patron night and day, and God ran his faith strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Well, that just happened in the realm of lore. Battles fought and legends born, stories they implore. Valia, the ranger with her aim fierce and true. Through forests dark and new, she just wants to do. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious
Bank accounts are a scam created by the shadow government.
Blood72 gifted 1 subscriptions to the community.
space and time. A mark of death sits upon her tired soul, haunted by shadows that she cannot control. Across the shining land we will stand tall. In the echo of history they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land he will stand tall. Leading of his strength they never shall fall. Though his words whisper through the night, the epic battle of warriors ready to fight. 12 adventures happened in the realm of lore. Battles fought and legends born, stories we implore. The lean young ranger with the rain, fierce and true. Through forest dark.
Happy New Year.
We're live. Hello, everybody. Over to Tim.
Hello. So that's why turtles aren't allowed to be freeze-dried anymore.
Makes sense.
Anyway,
I always
yeah.
had a suspicion.
Yeah, I know. Too many wrinkles.
I had plans next week to freeze dry my turtles.
Well, now you know why not. Welcome back, everyone. All of you guys here around the virtual table, and to those insane people who keep coming back and watching us play, which is lovely for the ego, and thank you very much. And we hope you enjoy it. It's wonderful. As ever, we are going to have a very quick, in-character-ish recap from one of the players of the last session. And someone made a very foolish decision and volunteered their services despite having actually made no physical notes last week.
Not true.
Aha, fantastic. Well, they've just outed themselves as the as the person who volunteered. So, Kate, also known as Ariana, go for
Right.
it.
God, who have I fallen in with? Honestly, these people need. It's like herding range cats. Anyway, we're awoken at the crack of dawn to meet the magistrate and Tashka, another Medusan. I really hope to get a moment with her. I think she runs things. Nevertheless, despite some singing, for a given value of that word, we managed to convince the powers that be in this town that we did not intentionally crash the train. Much to our shock, surprise, and amazement, it turns out we are now official deputies. No badge. I won't name any names here, but somebody was most disappointed to not receive a badge. And we've been deputized to try to figure out what the heck is going on. What we've learned is that the dagger is important. This is Percival's dagger. Apparently, it's very special to him, and he's never without it, and he doesn't like kobolds looking at it. So we went over to chat with the workers on the train. Percival seems like a top guy, but ultimately, after a good deal of toing and froing, and to keep a long story short, I know it's too late. I kept everybody from revolting, breaking kneecaps, questioning Lord Seneschal about his dragon mark, which apparently is a rather sensitive topic. And we now find ourselves looking to speak to a number of mercenaries who knew Percival's dad, who apparently gave the knife to Percival. And I think that pretty much covers it to where we are.
Yep, pretty much. You are. If you look at the map, you can sort of see you are right down at the bottom right-hand side. I'll just quickly do a focus ping to draw attention to where you are on the map. There you go.
Shall I bring maps up?
If you could, please. Yeah, it's not that I'm expecting you to launch into battle, but I also know how quickly things can go horribly wrong. And also just a good excuse to have the map on the screen because it's rather pretty, and I spent at least an hour making it. But the camp itself is to the north of the town, quite near the large, distinctive red stone from which the town takes its name. And as you said, you picked up that these are mercenaries. They are ex-Brelish army. They call themselves the Rangers. That's about as much as you know, other than the fact that Percival's father served with them. You'd just approached. You had introduced yourselves, the rather suspicious guards were swayed by the persuasive powers of Ariana. You collectively get the impression that, well, as far as you can see, every single person in the camp, from your vantage point, is human. None of you are, and you think that might be playing a bit of a part in why you're getting a bit of a suspicious and slightly standoffish reception. But they have agreed, not agreed, but they haven't shot anyone yet, and they have agreed that you can enter the camp. And they pointed vaguely in the direction of the training field that you can see across the way, where there is a bunch of the soldiers practicing drills. Some of them doing archery, some of them doing square bashing, others doing some sort of combat, and they seem to be overseen by a large, muscular human woman who has a quite a plain but heavy-looking warhammer just kind of just resting on her shoulder. It's sort of rather than using a swagger stick, it's sort of just there, and sort of the weight of it, the head of it sort of behind and over the head there, and then the counterbalance means that she can just rest her arm on it like that, and sort of if she needed to sort of swing it forward, she could just do a boom when the fulcrum across her shoulder would bring it down into action quite quickly. So that is literally where we ended it. These guys stand back to grant you access. What are you going to do?
Jinx is going to squeak, seeing the warhammer, and sort of just start salivating.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana,
Well, you are still at the gates at this point, so yeah. But yeah, it looks nice from what you can see. It's a fair distance away. Where is she? She is. Yeah. Yeah, they don't. They're not asking to drop any weapons or anything. They're not getting any way. They're just letting you pass through. So to your right, as you can see, there is a watchtower. There's a couple of guys up on there. They're watching with professional interest. Ahead of you, you can see kind of the rows of tents. They are all blue. It's the very particular blue of the Brelish army. And there's 4 rows of 5, so it gives you a fair guesstimate. There are at least 20 people associated with this group, at least the rank and file. There is a much larger tent on the far side of the training ground, and as you sort of approach the training square itself, you can see another couple of other tents. There's a large mess tent off to the west, and there's sort of air clattering. You can see a couple of people moving around in that, clearing away the breakfast. So at a guess, this is sort of like yourselves. They've risen with the dawn. They've sort of broken their fast, and this is kind of for at least some of them, sort of a combination of morning exercise / drilling on things to get themselves up, out and awake.
I guess that looking like this brawny woman is sort of in charge. Maybe vaguely wander over in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, over you go. Yeah, she's sort of on a low platform overseeing, so she can get a good line of sight on what's going on. If I just
I
quickly...
kind of go to stop Ariane and go, "What are you doing? We don't know what it is."
We're going to talk to her. It'll be fine. We're going to talk. No kneecaps will be broken in this. And no singing will happen at the moment.
Okay.
Jinx is going to walk.
Yeah, go on.
Jinx is going to sort of walk on ahead, just thinking, I want to find out where she got that hammer.
Fair enough. Yeah, walking across. I can see it's this sort of this stone if there's one word to describe this place that you have found yourself, and Grazka, you are very familiar with this because you've been here a little longer than everyone else, is that dust is everywhere. It's the overwhelming description of this place. So pretty much everywhere is, if it's not soil, it's sort of light sandy material, pebbles, rocks. But even where it's sort of soil that is well watered, it's still dusty. Everything just is sort of slightly grimed and slightly sort of soiled with it. So I mean, already your clothes are and boots are getting covered in dust. It's sort of that plains dust. And it's, you can see it sort of getting ingrained into the tents, into the coverings they've got over barrels, and sort of it's the wind isn't strong enough that it's sort of sending gusts of sort of sandstorm across. But you reckon if a sandstorm, if the wind did get up, then you'd be getting sort of visibility being dropped quite a lot by the dust being whipped up.
Ariana,
what are you doing?
Ariana keeps close to Jeek to make sure that Jeek doesn't break any kneecaps.
Akinferus, what are you doing?
I'm just going to have a nose over, just explore generally.
Okay. Place yourself somewhere just in the middle of the thing just to sort of show that you're in the camp. Grazka, what are you doing?
Grazka's going to just follow a little bit behind, but as she goes through, she sort of like pretend tips a hat. She's like good morning.
Mm-hmm. One Eye, how about you?
He's kind of like looking around like the tent area.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like as he's walking past, he's like glancing, glancing into the tents as he's walking.
Okay. Definite sort of attention being paid, sort of, people are watching, but yeah, the tents themselves are fairly utilitarian. They are foldable beds. They've got there's blankets and pillows and things like that, but unlike what you might expect from your expectations of soldier camps, each of the insides of the tents is personalized. So there are scraps of old banners. There are knickknacks that have been picked up from places they've been. There are old trophies, things like that. Weapons, oils and rags for cleaning things. Boot lockers are sort of within each space. Each have got a table, chair. It is possible for each of the soldiers. Effectively, it's not just here is where you go and lie down. There's much more of a sense of personality, of these being living spaces as well. So that's kind of the sense you're getting just on a quick sort of casting an eye and seeing what's going on there. Absolutely, as you can see, regimented in terms of sort of layout, though. So there's very much a strong sense of discipline to the layout. Okay, yes, you're all in. And Grazka's following on there. And then going, what are you doing?
I'm sulking by the stones because I've been told not to sing.
So rather than being stones, sorry. So those are barrels and crates, and those are large tarpaulins that have been draped over them.
Yeah, okay. So I'm sat by the tarpaulin, and I'm sulking because I've been told I'm not allowed to sing. So I'm kind of just strumming on my instrument and muttering about the dust ruining the pitch and the instrument, and kind of. I'm trying to put some music to the lyrics I wrote down last week.
Okay. There's just idle strumming at the moment rather than sort of trying to do much. You've certainly got the attention of the guards here. Sort of every now and then you'll sort of do you're doing a little sort of flurry of notes and they're close enough. That you note they are keeping an ear, and maybe maybe that's part of your feedback loop. Is someone sort of you do a bit and you see them nodding along to a bit. Oh, right, okay, that works, sort of thing. So okay, that's what you're doing. Jeek and Ariana, you approach the woman. Appears, sort of glances over at you, and then sort of back at the training exercises going on. Shouts out direction to the two guys who are dueling effectively in front of her. There's sort of practice bout going on there, along the lines of bring your shield up. No. More to the left. You want to block his follow through on. It's that sort of technical thing. Nods as they sort of you can see adjustments to their footwork and things as they do that, and then she turns and sort of looks at you. Doesn't say anything, just looks at you.
Hello, and Ariana, I respectfully sort of tip my hat and make mental commands to the snakes to behave themselves. Hi.
Mhm.
We've been in a little bit of bother lately on a train. You may have heard of it, and I wonder if we could talk to you about someone we met who was really nice and unfortunately didn't make it, and we understand his dad used to be around here.
Right.
His the lad's name was Percival, and we were sort of told that his dad. We were told that his dad made this knife, very special, very pretty knife, and wondered if we could talk to you about it because we've been asked to look into why the lightning rail was attacked and what's so special about this knife. And we were told that either the maker or the purchaser of this knife was Percival's dad, and he used to be based here. And we'd respectfully like to have a little chat about that just to see if we can get any more information. She looks over at Jeek, kind of going, "Oh my God, what's he gonna do? He's gonna ask about the hammer. He's gonna ask about the hammer," but doesn't say anything.
He gets his notebook out and sort of like carefully like tears the page with the drawing on.
Yeah.
And goes, "I drew it. The knife daggy thing. If you there you go," and sort of like holds it out like
Okay.
hello.
Okay. Make a. She seems really reluctant to sort of get drawn into this, but as we noted earlier, it is a really good detailed drawing. You absolutely ace the check on it. So, and you look slightly more human than the producer does. So, a straight persuasion check for you, Jeek, please. I think your kind of stuttering delivery of that sort of, she glances at it, and you can see a glint of recognition in her eye, but she sort of sniffs and says, "Old history. Nothing to. I'm got nothing to say to you. Why are you drawn? I mean." And she sort of glances at. You can see there's sort of a look of bemusement at the kind of the size of the axe that you're wielding, and it's sort of really not matching your physique. And it's sort of there's an intrigue enough that she hasn't turned her back or told you to get out. She says, what's your interest in all this anyway?"
Well, we were on the train, and there were kobolds with a big bat thing, and there was a gargoyle. So looks over at Ariana, going, "Is that the correct word?"
Yep. Yes. It was a great big female gargoyle. Didn't have
Okay.
much to say.
All right. Well, I mean, you're right in as much that Percival's late father was a veteran with our unit. That'd be Edmund.
Edmund.
Edmund Vance. Fell in battle a couple of years ago. Defending against sort of a bandit smuggling operation. That's it. That's the link.
Do you know anything?
Can you actually use that thing?
She goes, well, I can't really use the dagger because we don't have it. This is just a drawing.
No, the axe on your back.
Yeah?
He absolutely can. They absolutely can. You have no idea. It's a joy to watch if you're into that kind of thing.
I got
Anderson! Yells across, and one of the two guys fighting break off, and one of them turns, comes on over. Right. If you can knock Anderson to his feet, using your axe, he's got his sword and shield. If you can knock him down, might be more impressed.
Go on, Jeek.
Oh.
Show him what you can do.
do I
He sort of stands up to you. So he's sort of, the other guy's sort of breaking off a bit to observe.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
Which am I hitting?
So this one here is Anderson.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So the others are just sort of coming to watch. Everyone else, what are you doing at the moment?
Well, Grazka's currently fiddling with the ballista.
glad I'm not the only one that's like, yeah, this looks fun.
Yeah. When the guards comes down, good, you're not. Go on, get away from that, Grazka.
Sorry. And she's gonna walk over to where the edge of the square circle.
That's the one. Fair enough.
And she's just gonna sit down, cross-legged on the floor.
Ready for the show.
I'm going to say now that squared circle is a phrase that they use to describe a wrestling ring. So
Thank you. I was just about to say that.
sorry.
Goink and One Eye, are you just staying over by the crates, or are you coming over to see?
No, I've looked up and noticed that Jeek has got his
got the
weapon
chopper
out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come over and just start strumming a bit more. Dun 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 dun.
No, when I used to play cello, we used to do that for a year. We did almost nothing but that. And now I cannot.
Oh god!
I hate that exercise.
One Eye, what are you doing?
Well, he was going to sulk in the corner with Goring, but seeing Goring walk off, he's kind of kicking the dust as he's walking across, still sulking. Because the main reason why he's sulking is because there's too many eyes watching him, so he can't steal anything from the tent. Just kind of kicking up the dirt, just kind of sulking.
One Eye's kleptomania is going, I need to steal something.
Oh, do you know how much weapons do you know how much you can sell weapons for?
Well, all eyes do appear to be heading onto the looking at the square.
He's
Right,
not stupid enough to risk it.
I was going to say to Grazka if she wanted a better view of the fight, hop up on my shoulders, but I think my strength would probably not permit.
Oh, she's just sat. She's just sat there, cross-legged, and she's got a little bit of bone, just sort of drawing in the sand and absent-mindedly drawing.
Yeah. Fair enough. Give me a minute.
I love the fact is that the big lady has sort of taken one look at Jeek, one look at the weapon, and gone, "What the fuck is this twink doing with that?"
Something like that. Yeah. Right, give me a minute.
It's the sort of look you get. Sort of look you give to a twink that's got the biggest bear boyfriend in a gay bar, and you're like,
Do you know how to handle that?
I'm not even asking.
You know, like when you see like a small dog like grab the bigger stick in the park.
Yeah.
and run
Right.
with
Okay.
it, and you're like,
You said stick.
Yeah.
That is not what I heard at first.
No, same here.
Mind out of the gutter, Leah.
I hope I'm very different word.
Oh, it's going to be one of those streams.
Oh, yeah.
"Joe, it's bad enough." No, of course he's doing that.
All right, lovely. Okay, so let's roll initiative.
Okay.
I'll just quickly
Just
roll for
All of us?
yeah. Roll initiative. That's my thing. I'm not going to do a tracker because it's just you and him. I'll just do his public roll. Okay, he's got a 17.
Lovely.
And you got a 7. Okay. So yes, he's standing there. So in terms of sort of his kit, just sort of give you a brief description. He's basically wearing leather armor.
What was his name?
He's got a scimitar and a shield. Really plain simple stuff. He's just sort of just been practicing with it. So he sort of basically steps forward and takes a swing.
This is when Jake dies.
That could be entertaining.
It'll be... No.
So yeah, so no, you very easily, it's literally just testing. You can actually lift a weapon, sort of thing. So, and without any thought whatsoever, able to parry. So he's moved. He's done that. It's your turn. What are you going to do?
Bonus action, I'm going to enter rage.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
But we're,
You know this
We
is
don't
a,
wanna
you know this
kill
is a spa, right?
It was.
Prove himself. He's a bit of a perfectionist.
Oh, good lord.
So, to those who haven't encountered Jeek raging before, Jeek's got a very malleable form. He appears to be very slender and thin, with sort of very little in the way of muscles until he gets angry. At which point his muscles bulge and rage. I mean, think Incredible Hulk, but with slightly less. Less green. He could turn green. He has that option, but less body symmetry and obeying sort of rules of biology and physics, warp spasm type thing.
So when Jeek goes into rage, his
one eye bigger than the other.
Yeah, and his eyes go black.
Yeah, it's yes, terrifying. It is designed to be terrifying, and so he hulks out. Is a fair description. So okay, there's your bonus. What you do?
So rage gives me.
It reduces any incoming damage.
What? At this.
Yeah.
So, oh God, please.
we're not out to kill him. We're not out to kill him.
He's gonna
7.
kind of.
Okay. So swing the axe round, and he sort of just deftly sidesteps, and that sort of okay.
We don't even have a
But
cloud.
there's a definite sort of all the other soldiers sort of who are near enough to be watching. Sort of there's a sort of a reaching for weapons, and the sergeant just makes a gesture, and a couple of other sort of people just sort of nope, and there's that sort of okay.
Ariana says, Jeek,
Very
this is
much all eyes. If you wanted a distraction, this would be the greatest way of doing it. He takes another swing. Sort of quick sort of forward step and sort of slice. Seem to sort of going to try and nick you. Still trying to work out what's going on. A 14, is that a hit?
It just hit.
Okay. So it's a very light sort of slash and 2 points of damage.
That's half to 1.
After 1 point of damage. So a very, very minor sort of and you sort of semi-twist, and it would have been worse, but your reflexes and just being too angry to care. And just...
as he does that, Jeek does a.
Ariana shouts in, going, Jeek, this is a spar.
Listen, Jeek doesn't get to show off that offer with his stuff at home, so he's kind of taking
I think we're past the bargaining stage.
Yeah. So while we're on here and looking at things, I'm just going to quickly go around you all. Graska, are you doing anything?
Not really. She's just sort of like just digging at the ground absentmindedly, but she's watching what's going on.
Yeah, no problem.
And she's sort of watching the guards as well.
Yeah, no worries. Ariana.
She's her snakes are going wild, and she is literally saying, "Jeek, this is a spar. This is a spar. Please don't kill anyone."
Gorink, what are you doing?
I've noticed that Jeek has hugged out, so I'm going da-dum, 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 dum, dum, dum,
God.
dum.
Okay.
We have a musical accompaniment.
Are you just doing a general accompaniment, or are you looking to be casting or doing anything as a bardic inspiration or anything, or are you just for the moment just kind of strumming to sort of give him give him some musical accompaniment?
I'm just doing a bit of music and accompaniment.
Right,
What are you playing? What instrument are you playing?
I am playing my I can't find my instruments. Bear with me.
I just want to see like the Captain Kirk and the Gorn. Dum, 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 dum.
Akin Ferris, what are you doing anything? Just observing?
I'm kind of observing, and I'm playing my Thalar.
Asked Akin Ferris, but yes, okay, thank you. Akin Ferris, sorry.
I am just sort of slowly skirting my way down to see what I can see down the further end of the camp.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, they're paying minimal attention to you at the moment. And One Eye, I wonder what you might be doing. Where you heading? What are you going to do?
He's heading. He's not going to push his luck too much. He's heading to the tent closest.
Yeah.
To kind of like so it's not too far to move around in.
Yeah. Okay.
Just try and slip in to see if there's anything.
Have a bit of a rummage. Okay.
Yeah, a bit of a rummage.
Bit of a rummage. Okay. Make a
rummage roll.
I'm so sad that's not a skill.
Maybe one day.
You never know. You never know. Right. Let's go with a. My brain is not working. Characters. I can't remember the skill. I'm having one of those things. I haven't drunk enough coffee.
Investigation. Investigation. Sleight of hand.
I think at this point a perception to see this because you're doing sort of a casting the eye across to sort of see rather than doing a investigation is tending to be working out the gubbins of something or how something's put together. So that more general perception, just to sort of see if there's anything worth nicking. Okay, right. Okay, that'll give me an idea for a minute. I will resolve that for you shortly. Certainly in terms of sort of moment you see sort of a pouch that you could easily sort of whiff away, and that wouldn't be a problem. Just sort of on the it's sort of fallen down the side of the of the table, so it's on the floor, not easily not easily sort of seen. So have a think about that, or whether you do anything further investigation or further on.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you for your next action. Right, back to the soldier. He takes another swing. He's not particularly highly skilled person, but he has rolled a natural 20. So with a cry of success, he sort of stabs. Well, not stab. He's a scimitar, but it sort of hooks it round, sort of aiming for. Again, he's kind of putting the blow. So even though it's a perfectly landed blow, it's only 3 points of damage, halved 1 point of damage.
Another giggle.
Yeah, so it's sort of left a welt on the on one of your arms.
I tickle.
Yeah.
Great axe again.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
12 is a hit.
I was expecting that to hit. Oh shit. 5 points of slashing damage.
5 points of slashing damage. Okay. He tumbles back. For you, it felt like a little light tap, but for him, it was a hit him with a flat or something, and just bats him. Sort of staggers back several steps. Sort of, you just about got the shield up in time. It's a massive, great gouge taken out of the wood of out of the wood of the shield. He sort of stops and sort of sets himself, and there's sort of from a couple of people, a bit of a round of applause actually. Because it was such a whiff and taking it in, sort of. So yeah, there's an appreciation of a good solid chunk, especially as they weren't before the fight expecting you to be able to do much with it. The fact that this has actually become quite entertaining now. Moon, One Eye,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Well, I do want to snag the pouch,
Yeah.
obviously, and then I want to try and... I'm going to risk and do another little check, if that's okay.
Okay, you take the pouch. There's no one got line of sight of you, so I'm not going to require you to make a sleight of hand. Not a problem. Carrying on continuing in the same tent, or moving on?
Yeah, I'm going to continue the same one, because obviously I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. At least being in that tent, I can make a quick little whoop to the group.
It's that reminder that a combat round is 6 seconds for anyone who's watching is aware. So this is why it's sort of very quick, sort of one bits here and there. So literally, the sparring bout between the soldier and Jeek at this point is about 15, 16 seconds in of clash, 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 and this poof, the guy sort of staggering back. So that's give you a sense of scale of you've walked in, seen a patch, have a quick look and see what else you can do. So if you could do us another perception check, please. Okay. Nothing particularly obvious, unless you wanted to go do things like stealing pillows or
no, he's not that desperate.
Things like that.
He's not that desperate.
You can see lots of bits and pieces, but nothing that catches your eye as particularly interesting or.
That's fine. I got a pouch out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And whatever's in it, so I'm happy.
Do you want to stop and look at it now, or wait until?
If that's okay, if there's not too much in the turn.
Okay, let's have a quick double check what I've got for you there.
Then I can add stuff to the pouch.
Got. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? No, that's not what I want. Okay, it's a that's not what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay, it's a not quite what you're expecting. There's basically a set of dice in it. So there are 6 6-sided dice. They look to have been carved from horn, and the 6 pips have been replaced with a skull symbol. But yeah, it's a set of gambling dice.
Okay. What did you say was replaced with skulls?
Sorry, second. So it's got a skull symbol instead of the 6 on the 6 pips base. So yeah, there's 6 of those. It's actually quite a fine set. You reckon you could probably get a few coins for it? Yeah, certainly. Yeah, you could probably trade it for a few beers. So yeah, rough guesstimate, probably about 3-4 gold in terms of value.
Okay.
So yeah, you can add that to your equipment list.
So wait, did you say 3 to 4 gold?
I will say, well, it depends who you're selling it to.
Yeah, just a rough estimate.
I'm giving you that. I'm giving you that rough sort of that.
Yeah,
that
it's
rough.
about 3 to 4. Cool.
Okay. Right. Meanwhile, back on the parade ground, he takes another swing, which you very easy. You almost casually block it with your axe.
Got axe again. 17.
Here's a hit,
11 points of slashing damage.
and you knock him bang, straight down off his feet and sort of lands totally winded, sort of. Sergeant says, "No, hold on, okay, I'm impressed." Claps.
Jeek rages.
Okay.
He gets a
You get a level of exhaustion.
yeah.
She sort of.
And so like Jeek looks around and goes, "Hi."
All right. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, you got some muscles on you. Nice one. And she looks like Anderson. He's landed so hard. There's sort of a bit of a spurt of blood from the mouth. He's obviously you hit him very, very solidly. He's hurt, but it's one of the other guys is already running over with sort of a couple of potions and sort of a med kit, and they're sort of dragging him off to the side and starting to patch him up.
I was going to say, I noticed it, and I was going to cast Healing Word, but if people are already doing that, I won't.
Well, you've got time. This is what they're in the process of going to start to do. So yeah, if you want to step in, absolutely.
Yeah, so I just quickly cast Healing Word on him because
Okay.
he's not 60 feet away.
Yeah, no worries.
And he gets, I don't know,
8 points of heat.
came through
8.
twice.
Eight
8
first
points
one.
of healing.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, it's that sort of almost that sort of running over and sort of starting to do that kind of pull the shirt open to sort of see, oh God, what are we dealing with? And literally as they're doing it, the kind of the wound is healing up and sort of the sparkles of or however your magic manifests. As a flame, is there sort of a special effect that does when you do your magic?
Yeah, so when I do my Healing Word, because I'm supposed to do a compliment, aren't I go, good effort, and these little minims just float over that are kind of translucent, but kind of got that rainbow weave inside them with sparkles, and they just weave over and stitch into the wound.
Overlay, and there's sort of that faint sort of glow, sort of shimmers and dissipates into the body, and yeah. Okay.
Jeek holds his hand down to sort of help the guy up.
Okay.
And he goes, well fought.
Hey, bloody hell, I've not been hit that hard. You're well played. Well just. I'm just going to go have a sit down. And he's very much like there's that slightly sort of, he was not expecting to be literally knocked off his feet by you, but also at the same time, yeah, there's that appreciation of, yeah, that was bloody good. He literally didn't see the blow coming. It was that speed.
He goes, we may be here for a while, so we could always get a drink.
There's that sort of, yeah, sounds great. Sort of coughing and sort of, dot dust out of his mouth from where he sort of basically took a mouthful of dust when he landed. So, yeah. So, and there's a general sort of gathering of sort of guys sort of lifting him up, picking him away, sort of, but also sort of this sort of general clatter. And Sergeant just sort of says, "Oi, show's over. Back to your drills."
He comes back down and sort of looks up at the lady and goes, they are well trained.
Yeah. All right.
So,
come on then. All right, let me give you a bit more about what's going on.
and I just said, and by the way, I'm Ariana, and this is Jeek, and you can see you can see the rest of us here. They can introduce themselves if they so wish.
By the time the thing's over and I've done the healing, I'm kind of wandering back to the tarpaulin.
Okay. Sergeant Grain, she says. Holds her hand out. Very. Sergeant Grain, as in the crop. Grain. Sort of brushes herself down. Beckons you all over to the food tent. Which is the big tent just down here, and sort of walks in onto one of the benches, sort of beckons you over and
Sorry, what ogre? This blue thing.
Yeah. You won't be able to get. Let me move you in. I put a transparent. There you go. There's the rest of you. All going in, or
I'm just trying to see where they're at.
There you go.
Is it in here?
Yeah, well, I've just put you.
Okay.
I was just to have a nosy in the tent. I'm outside, but yeah.
Yeah, that's very. You can hear voices inside. It sounds like there's someone.
Dookie, never mind.
There was a deep conversation. There's at least three voices in there.
Can I try and earwig?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's make it a perception check.
Did it? I will find it. There we go.
Nice, 16. Okay. Yeah, the gist of the conversation is effectively it's a logistics conversation. So it's about there's one person you reckon is probably the quartermaster is going through sort of stocks and supplies. Another guy about when they're expecting replenishment. Sort of, and they sort of said it was, there's stuff that was coming in the train. They're sort of still basically being informed by the third voice, of what they're managing to recover from the crashed train. And so there's that conversation taking place of, well, we lost a couple of crates of arrows that got smashed in the crash, but we've got about 2/3 of the expected through in. Oil supplies seem to have been sort of well insulated, so they've all come through fine. And they're going through that and sort of questions back and forth of how much have we got out left of that? Do we need to put in an emergency order? Do I need to? And it's sort of that sort of back and forth from what you can hear in the brief before you kind of hear the "way" as Jeek knocks a guy down, and suddenly all attention starts to wander back into being more aware of what's going on. But yeah, but it sounded like basically whoever's the big boss, and then an adjutant and quartermaster probably in there.
Okay.
Shall bring you down. Add you in. So we can keep your boop. There you go.
Suddenly I learned teleportation, yay.
Yes. So, okay.
One eye stopped Robin.
What one eye is right next to you? We all don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
No one eye's along with everyone else. Looks quite excited. I think they quite enjoyed the fight, didn't you, One Eye?
Yeah, it was interesting. And very thankful that he's not dead.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful nobody died in this.
Exactly. That's why he's very happy right now.
Lovely.
So is there anything you can tell? You can maybe see why we were deputized. What can you tell us about, can you help us to understand what this dagger was and what?
Yeah, sure. Percival had that dagger. He always kept it with him. You're right. He's although he was as you know, he was dragon marked. He was an heir of House Orion, but that's basically because Edmund Vance, he married a dragon mark heir. He almost that sort of that classic fairy tale story of the soldier who rescues a princess and they fall in love, and well, at least that's the story tale. I mean, it's not quite so exciting because she wasn't exactly a princess. She was sort of an agent, and they met while we were working a contract, and they settled down for a while, and then she went her way, and he stayed with us, and the kid sort of by then was old enough to sort of start earning his own wage. So he went to work for House Orion, like his mum. But yeah, Eddie sort of he got that dagger, and he did hand it to him, handed it down sort of in his will when he passed. And he found it. It was actually quite local. When we were first helping set up the area, when we were sort of clearing out for the settlers, we sort of did a lot of work, sort of helping kind of like secure the borders, especially when the daughters announced the new kingdom. And there was a lot of call for us to sort of, at that point, a lot of people really scared, didn't know really what was going to go on. Up until that point, this area I say still is Breland. This is occupied territory. So we did a lot of work clearing out sort of encampments. Sometimes it was troops sent by the sisters. Sometimes it was local tribes who had sworn allegiance to the new powers and were starting to raid the settlers, raid the settlements that were in the area. It was busy, profitable, but hard work. But yeah, Edmund, I don't remember where he got it himself, but he was always bragging about he'd been on one of the missions down south, down near the mountains, and he was always bragging when he was drunk out of his face about how he'd stolen it from the priest of some clan of mountain kobolds. And you know what drunk soldiers are like. They'll sort of, the tale gets bigger and bigger. If you believed him at his word, it would be some long sort of tale of sort of kobolds worshipping sort of some stone dragon, and how sort of the walls came alive, and he sort of fought a single-handed battle against sort of the leaders of the clan, and sort of slain 30-40 people, and took it as his pride. I mean, more likely he won it in a game of chance, because he was a slave to his dice. He was, but yeah, that was always the story he tells. There's some maybe, God knows, I mean, maybe he just nicked it. There's some bunch of kobolds out in the mountains, sort of pissed that some family heirloom got nicked by a drunken soldier a couple of years ago. That's about as much as I can tell you about it. But it somewhere from the mountains down south. He's had it a couple of years, and then he gave it to Percival. Percival's had it ever since.
Have you ever seen either Percival or Edmund actually use it for anything, or just treasure and carry it and love it and sing to it?
I mean, for while he had it, while he was working, while he was on active service, Edmund, he'd use it as his personal backup, and I've seen him. I have seen him use it in anger. Yeah, it may look pretty and weird, but it was a good sturdy dagger. It never bent, never did anything weird. It was just his dagger. Just the metal was made of something purple.
I mean, it didn't glow or seem to have any specific extra abilities besides being a sharp dagger.
I mean, he always swore that it was unbreakable, and he always swore that it meant it hit just that bit harder. Nothing I could ever prove. I mean, there was if there was something that was like resisting the other knives and was taking out, he'd always turn up and sort of say, "Yeah, I can do it," and he'd slice through, be it sort of a rope that had got too knotted and couldn't be unpicked or something like that, or some creature that with really tough hide, and he'd be able to sort of poke holes in it with his dagger that others couldn't. But nothing. It was just a very sharp, very well made, very pretty. I'll grant him that knife, and he got good use out of it. And then and that's one of the reasons I think Percival kept it, was all these sort of reflected sort of war stories that his dad had, and grew up at his knee hearing them, you know.
We're led to believe that Percival pretty much never had the dagger out of his sight, that he was very protective of it, very almost bound to it in some way. Did you get that impression with Edmund, or?
No, he liked it. I mean, a couple of times he'd gamble it in games of chance. If he lost it, that'd be his target of absolutely getting it back. You know, he'd double down and win it back, or come to a deal and whatever. So it always made its way back to him. But I wouldn't say it was. Yeah, there's nothing weird or uncanny about it. I mean, no more than, you know, it's like anything. We're soldiers, you know. We keep our kit close, and it's like our lives literally depend on knowing where our kit is. And he kind of had that same discipline with that as much as anything that he ever got issued from our stores. Good soldier, good, you know, just drank a lot and had a gambling debt a mile wide, but it was yeah.
Were either of them? Did it seem that they were fearful of it ending up in the wrong hands?
No, no. I mean, Edmund was a cocky chap. I mean, every man and woman in this camp has got things they've lifted as trophies of successful missions and things they picked up along the way. And I don't think he treated it any more than that. I mean, I suppose, yeah, it could be that, you know, someone might eventually at some point come along and want to claim it back, but no one ever did. And sort of over the years, I think it sort of became less of a thing. But, you know, he's always talking about this sort of, you know, this tale of how he'd won it in battle. He'd stolen it away from this clan, and maybe Percival's just sort of a bit mindful of that, because, you know, we employ, you know, as a town, kobolds to do a lot of mining work and a lot of sort of clearance on the railways, things like that. So it could just be sort of he just felt that, you know, if it was something important, maybe they'd be a bit possessive of it. Or
do you ever recall? I don't quite know how kobolds work, but do you ever recall the like, did he ever say what colour their scales were?
It's a good question.
It's just,
yeah, it's blue, I think he said.
what colour were the kobolds that attacked us
Blue.
on the train?
Blue.
Well, when we were attacked on the train...
No, sorry, red. No, the ones that attacked you on the train were red. A lot of the local kobolds are blue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do know that that those kobolds were likely hired rather than emotionally invested in it, possibly.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Look, I mean, yeah, they were sort of fairly ordinary kind of red ones to the mountains. I mean, what you could do, you know, like you said, he always tried to keep it. You know, he said he tried to keep it away from the local kobolds. You could go visit the camp over the east side, see if they knew anything more about it, or even if they knew, even if they recognised the descriptions of the ones who attacked you. I mean, I'm guessing, Graska, you don't recognise or know them.
No, I didn't recognize them at all. But then Graska not have much memory left.
Well, okay, yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, if I would say, if you were trying to identify a tribe, go talk to other kobolds.
You know of any kobold tribes that have been hired by a gargoyle to... I mean, let's ask the easy question.
No, I mean, my job normally, if a kobold comes at me screaming, waving a sword, is to kill it quickly. I don't really ask many questions.
Fair. Have you seen any gargoyles about?
There's the guy that he was in, who goes to the coin to the crown every now and then. Gosh,
This
I
was
think.
a lady. This was a lady kobold,
Gargoyle.
not kobold. Lady gargoyle.
Not that I've heard of. No, I mean, yeah, gargoyles. Gargoyles are around, but I've not. There's not many around here. Like I said, Grashed, I know, because I've seen him around. But he's usually sort of comes into town for a bit and then goes off. He's sort of a bit of a loner. Goes out there. I don't ask him his business. He doesn't ask me mine. But he doesn't cause trouble in town. It's nothing to come to the council's attention anyway. Why? Well,
do I know where the camp on the east side is?
yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the east end of the town is more the kind of the more is the poorer side of town.
Yeah.
That's where
It's
we
not quite. It's not the wrong side of the tracks, but it's that sort of connotation.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the place we almost visited?
Right.
You were thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to it.
We were going to go there. Guys, could I like to ask? Can I take Apple?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. No worries. Right.
She takes an apple.
I've got work going on with. Lovely meeting you. Good luck. And I reckon you're probably nearing having enough info to get back to Facet and tell him what you know about the dagger and who did the attack. But
could I ask a question? It's not about this per se.
yes.
Where did you get your warhammer?
I bought it.
Where did you get it? It's rather lovely.
Years ago. Bought it from a quartermaster in. Where were we? Near. It was a small town, sort of northeast. It was Passage, I think.
How far is that from here?
From here, oh gods. Well, I suppose if you went by train, it'd be a week or so.
Ah, okay, far away.
Couple of weeks. Yeah, it's the far side of the Grand Lake. It's sort of out towards the Black Caps, out that way.
Jake holds his hand out and goes,
Will fall.
Sorry for
No, well, if you're ever looking for a job, be quite interested to have a conversation. I could do with people who can hit hard and follow orders.
I already have a job. Then he sort of looks at the others and goes, "Can you have more than one job?"
And perhaps that's the conversation you're having amongst yourselves as you sort of exit the tent and sort of start to make your way out. Before you leave, is there anything that people want to otherwise do? Look at, investigate, Akin Ferris, for example, Moon as One Eye, just because you've been quiet, giving you a chance to do any reactions, responses.
As Boone zoned out.
No, I'm thinking if there's like anything to add on.
That's
to be
what
honest.
that look is.
That was my thinking face.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you needed a poo.
I think no, it hurts to think. Okay,
Yes, it does.
thinking is rather difficult. Because I think pretty much everything's already been covered, and One Eye's kind of. There's not really much to add with with what everyone else is saying and what's already been said. So I think One Eye is good for now, to be honest. Since there's, I don't know, I just don't think there's really too much to to.
Yeah, that's fine. And obviously, I'd imagine you don't want to sort of draw too much attention to yourself. I mean,
yeah, and as well, he doesn't want to do anything. Yeah, he doesn't want to do something too stupid to draw too much attention in case a certain someone goes in their tent.
Yeah. Akin Ferris, similarly, is there anything you want to do while the conversation's taking place, or sort of, or as you're leaving?
Nothing really I can think of, no.
Okay, fair enough. Again, Graska.
Graska just turns to the sergeant, just like, Graska, are your drink?
Fair enough. I'll pick you up on that later. Ariana?
No, I think she does a lot of eye rolling, but apart from that, she just says, thank you so much for your help, and we'll let you know, of course, if we do find anything about Edmund's dagger. It's been really helpful. Thank you.
Okay, go safely. Goink.
I just kind of go, oh, I wrote a new song.
And I'm looking at everyone's expressions.
I say, I look over at Gorink and I say, why don't we work on that later, and perhaps we can design the best way to sing it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sing. You told me I couldn't sing. So
Just not here, but we can make it perfect later, and perhaps we can perform it for them once we've got it down.
Yeah, that's be good. It's a tribute to this Percival guy.
That would be lovely, and we can add Edmund into it as well, because I'm sure these fine people would love to hear of his exploits.
Fair enough.
One Eye's like subtly shaking his head.
The walk back down towards sort of the back into town. Again, it's easy enough. The wide, dusty streets are people going about their business. There's sort of people sort of trailing carts. There's sort of a couple of kids running around. There's dogs barking somewhere. A couple of cats sort of finding their sunbeams and sort of regarding you with all the due gentle malice that cats are wont to do when they think you might be about to deny them some sunbeams. Do you want to go anywhere before heading straight to the tent, or are you heading straight there? What you want to do? Stay together, splitting up?
What time is it? I mean, in game time.
Game time. You're probably about. Let's see. It's dawn. Been around for about. Yeah, about mid-morning. So it's about say 10:30. 10:30 in the morning. It's still early in the morning.
We have time to get to the Cobalt.
Oh yeah,
town.
yeah. It's only about maybe 10-20 minute walk, if that. Maybe even less. 5-10.
Shall we head over there, and then we can report back to our Medusa and Magistrate?
Sounds like a plan.
Fair enough.
Graska's just skipping off.
Yeah, you know the way. You're back and forth. It's the local group are a tribe known as the Karpal. And if anyone's taking notes, that's spelt KHAAR apostrophe PAAL.
I say KH. Sorry.
AAR apostrophe PAAL.
PAAL.
Yeah.
Cool.
The name's been mentioned several times in conversations, or even overheard people sort of talking about it, and certainly Graska, you've heard the name, you've picked that up. That's not a problem. What you also know about them, Graska, is that this particular particular group, are a magically adept group, and they've basically been contracted to come to Redstone in the employ of House Orion to help with the construction of the railway. So they're sort of hard working, but certainly as you recall from talking to to Booze at the station, there'd be a whole bunch that have just finished and headed off shift to go back, so they should have had time to sort of start to start to settle for their end of shift, end of day, because they tend to work more the nights than anything else. Does give you an opportunity as you're heading that way. If there's any kind of shops or things you want to pick up along the way, you've absolutely got a chance to do that. Or do you want to make your way straight there?
I kind of try and see if there's anywhere where I can look at fixing my damaged instrument from when I fell off the train.
I was going to sort that out.
You were, yes.
No,
I
he
has
was.
I has mending.
Save spending money, to be honest.
Yeah.
So be as frugal as you can be.
I was like, I do remember you wanted that fixing. I can try.
Yeah, absolutely, Kat.
We can do it when we go back to the pub.
I can help if necessary because I've got mending as well. So if it doesn't, if yours doesn't completely mend it, I can give it a go too.
I have no spells. I can't help.
So you can just nick another one.
I could actually. I could steal another one.
You can provide encouragement. It's fine.
To find somewhere where he can get like a flagon of juice or something for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of various sort of barkers and merchants sort of selling fruit and drinks. You know, there's like one guy who's making like ice cones. He's sort of he's got sort of like a trolley, and there's sort of some, rather than just being the trestle, there's sort of this metal box on one end. It's got the House Cannith stamp on it, and he basically pours
Cone of
various
cold.
liquids. But basically, I mean, you'll have seen videos of sort of street vendors pouring juices or other things onto ice and then chopping it up and flipping it back and forth and making snow cones. That's pretty much what this guy does. It's a simple enchantment. You've seen it before in other places by House Cannith, and it basically makes the top of the thing this cold enough to refrigerate things.
She kind of stops and goes, or like counts all of us and goes. Okay. Wait, I'm just counting cameras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Hey, can I have 6 of the cone things, please? What flavours does everyone like?
He's offering you orange apple. That's what he's got.
Anyone want? It's a bit hot, and my mum has always said that if it's hot, we need to cool down.
And of course, we're all dusty with like dust in our mouths and hair, and what have you. Yeah, I'll take an orange one, please.
Mm-hmm. They're a copper apiece, so deduct 6 copper.
Well, I've only got gold.
Give him a gold, and that'll be
A chunk of change.
9 silver and 4 copper as your change.
The true evil, making us do
9 silver.
Yeah, and 4 copper will be your change.
I'll let him keep the 4 copper as a tip.
Okay, thank you very much. Gives you a 9 silver, and very quickly and efficiently, fruit flavored ice cones for all, just to refresh you as you make your way back through the dusty streets. And you're not the only ones who are queuing for this. There's a sort of a steady flow of people. He's obviously a popular stop for people as the heat of the day starts to come on.
I'm going to give him back the 9 silver and just say this is for anyone who cannot afford.
No, okay. Well, thank you very much. Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
See, we sort of slide that into the coin box. And...
When I was going to look at that as if Jika's grown 2 heads.
One I will steal the change back.
Not with the other people there. Again, he doesn't. Getting arrested is not on his to-do list.
Jeek kind of looks at the line and go, I've put 9 silver. cool down nicely.
And it's like as if summoned by magic. There's like young kids arriving, like converging on the ice cellar, sort of, and yeah, very quickly. Lots of youngsters sort of proudly sort of
Jigsaw
brandishing snow cones in the air.
Jigsaw like sort of ruffles their hair and goes, "Cute."
Meanwhile, the rest of you, I imagine, are carrying on, going, "Move away, move away, move away."
Yeah, I'm supping my apple one.
Yeah, he's kind of like licking the apple one whilst also just looking. He's still looking at Jeek, just trying to comprehend giving, like not keeping the money.
And then Jigsaw like gives a little smile and goes, "Ha! Let's go."
Okay, no problem. Away you go. So the sort of the poorer East End is generally known as the Tents. That's sort of the region. That's kind of, if someone talks colloquially of the Tents, they're talking about this kind of poorer East End of the town. Graska, you know the way anyway, so that's not his problem. It's basically on sort of like the southern edge, so quite near the projected path that the railway is due to be assembled onto. There's already sort of footings that have been sunk, and there's sort of the embankment sort of on there, and so they're sort of off to one side of that. And you kind of get, and it's immediately obvious where their tent is, because unlike sort of the various lean-tos and shacks and kind of the general shanty town construction of the rest of the tents, these kobolds, dozens of them, are all sort of back and forth, going about their business. It's sort of very much that sort of end of day for them. Campfires are cooking, but all their tents are kind of shaped like armadillo shells, and they're kind of, you see as you're walking up, people sort of sharing utensils, and sort of every now and then you sort of see the sort of snap of some sort of magical. You sort of see a couple of kobolds with wands, sort of practicing a mending charm, and people coming and going. You kind of walking kind of with the crowd as you go there, and up ahead you can see one of these blue scale kobolds, and he's got a belt with like several wands shoved through it, and he's basically hurrying towards you, going, no more shifts today. We must got the rest for doing our best work.
I look over at our resident kobold. I just try to say, we're not trying to put you to work. We just want to chat. And I look over and like, over to you.
Does Graska know this person?
Yeah. You've had nights on sort of the where you've bumped into them sort of while they've been working, or sort of doing groceries. Their name is Vannon, and he's one of the leaders of the community. He's sort of like a workman come spokesman for the for the tribe. So I was looking for a illustrative map that I know I made. Where have I put it?
Graska's just gonna be walking towards him. Graska, no, you finish work. Graska is waiting.
In my red one folder, that's the one I'm
looking. And then she's like, have you got any new ones?
There we go. That should be a new map just starting to load in, and it's sort of by the side of a lake. There he is. I'll bring him down. There he is.
Okay, let me.
Here's Vannon. He says, Grazka, yes, well, okay, no worries. And he sort of waves sort of back at sort of the various sort of various people who are milling around going, no, it's okay. No stupid requests. It's okay. It's Grazka and Grazka friends or are you in trouble again and we need to call in the boys?
No. Grazka is absolutely fine. These are no friends.
Okay. Who are your friends? Tall.
Very tall.
Skinny. Horny.
That's the
Not so sure about
horny
you.
one.
Sneaky.
Everybody understands horny one.
Who's not so sure about you?
Pointing at you.
Goes.
A thin boy, sleek girl.
So we got.
Looks at one eye and goes, trouble.
Well, Al, I mean,
Not inaccurate.
shouldn't base opinions on appearances.
No.
Grazka leans in
He's
and goes.
absolutely right.
Grazka leans in and goes. Well, he is
Oh,
goblin. He is goblin.
I know who you are. You broke the train. You damaged. We're working so hard. We're fixing the station. You've thrown off the entire timetables.
I see.
Grazka,
What are you doing here? You come to cause more trouble.
Grazka, sorry.
We didn't break it. It wasn't our fault.
No, I hear train crash. You came out of it. Train came in sideways.
Jeek bursts into tears and goes, "It wasn't our fault. Our things came in on big bats and back then, my fault."
Make a persuasion roll.
And I noticed that because I noticed Jink is crying. I go over and go, "It's okay, Jinky. It's okay."
Okay. No, he
fix
seems
this together, Jinky.
he seems utterly unfazed by your bursting into tears. He goes, "Good. You should feel sorry about it. You might cause so much damage." God.
Wait. We even have we can tell you what happened, and we even have a song about it.
If you don't back off from my friend, I'll cause damage to your face.
People,
There's something you know about it.
Grazka's
Make
there.
an intimidation roll.
Grazka's there.
Intimidation roll. Go for it.
Grazka's there. Go.
Sing the
No.
I get my lute. I get my lute out and start accompanying and start strumming her song, their song.
And I go, "Fires and ogres roasted. We had battles, kobold lost. Fires and ogres roasted bats. Stone-clad kobolds, fires and ogres. Stones and gargoyles, flying creatures, stone-head bats, and fires and ogres, stone-head bats."
Wow. Okay, performance roll then.
One eye is like with his ears. He's kind of like folded his ears down to like the top of his down to try and
Folded your ears inside.
It's very sad. And I said, I confess, if you want to do that intimidation roll, you are very welcome to do so
Yes,
as well.
please. Once I finish arguing with the cat.
like the top of the ears, just like fold it down to like plug his ear with it.
Actually, I confess, you can do that with advantage.
Ooh.
I'm
I'll
trying
come
to get back into D&D. It's
So it's like it's freezing up on you, is it?
Better.
yeah.
Okay, better. Yeah, not bad. Let us know when you're back in.
To add to that, it would be with the flick of the beginning of a Eldritch Blast at the end of my fingers on my right hand.
Okay, there's that very, very much sort of some of the sort of the burlier kobolds sort of backing away a bit at this sort of. Right. In that case, while Joe is loading in, Ariana, could you make a? Are you joining in on this performance with music to accompany?
Yeah. I'm
Fantastic.
accompanying on
Okay,
instrument.
if you could do a performance with advantage as well, please.
Oh, you want me with an advantage?
As both of you, yeah.
Oh, I just did it normally.
That's fine. No, that's all good. Just means you just roll it again, and we'll take the higher number. Nice. How are
Oh
you?
yes.
Fantastic. Lovely. Okay.
You showing up as a natural 20 on D&D Beyond.
No, but we're going through on what actually gets passed through to roll 20. So
Yeah.
We both got 14, so at least we haven't scared the
Yeah.
shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
In what I can only describe as the weirdest shock and awe combination I've encountered in quite some time. The lyrics, the song, the musical accompaniment, accompanied by a tiefling with dark flames crackling around his fingertips, Jeek crying, and everyone else just sort of doing that sort of "what the fuck's happening" sort of expression on their face. Sort of just halts the tirade dead in its tracks, and there's sort of a moment of Vannon just kind of looks at you, Grazka, and just goes, "Okay, this is. Do you vouch for this lot?"
Well, yeah. They're good bunch.
Okay.
I'd like to point out there were actually no ogres, but it scanned well. But there were kobolds, bats, and a gargoyle.
So guys can say we go sit down.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go get a. Let's go get a. Yeah. Come on over. Come and say. And he sort of pauses and sort of does a. Everyone back. Calm it down. They're weird, but they're good weird. It's fine.
Jake through his like cry goes, "Am I in trouble?"
I go, "No, you're not in trouble, Jeek."
Grazka pulls a small, like the tiny nugget of gold out of her pocket and just puts it in his hand as a sort of like almost like a gesture of like, "Hello, I am also a kobold," sort of exchanging of mini gifts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he draws back to sort of one of the larger communal tents, and there's sort of there's food being prepped. There's sort of what smells like a reasonable set of beers, sort of being there. There's water, sort of obviously from the lake, and there's sort of a still purifying water and things like that. At least you think it's water. It's certainly clear. It smells of apples, mostly apples. Who knows? The after sort of that flurry of sort of when you've turned up, it's sort of people are starting to kind of go their separate ways, and people are still going back and forth and all that kind of activity that saw before it kind of everyone sort of stopped to stare at you. That very much that all eyes on you, and then there's that sort of okay, we'll go back to finally Vannon's got it in hand sort of feel to what's going on. And it sort of comes sort of it's sort of various sort of seats are made out of tree stumps or sort of large rocks that have been kind of rolled into place and kind of wedged with other smaller stones so they don't rock. That sort of thing. Very much sort of that make do and mend type approach of construction and making home out of what's available. And sort of Bannon sort of settles himself in on a stone that's got sort of a small blanket sort of over it, and sort of sets up. So it says, "Okay. So you didn't crash the train, or you tried not to, and when? But what? Okay, you tell me what happened. The song sounded really interesting, but then you said there weren't any ogres. So what happened?"
Train got attacked by a whole load of kobolds, not like you, and a giant ass bat or two. We killed them. Then creepy stone lady killed the driver. He buggered off. We then tried to stop the train and kinda did ish.
Well, yeah, they definitely wasn't us. You know, we you know, we've been hired by Owen to build build this main. It's our livelihood.
We're
So
not.
it must
We're
have been a
not.
different plan.
We're not accusing you. Please understand. We just want to find. We're just trying to investigate. Honest.
That's why I specifically said not you guys. It's different.
Yes, well, okay. I mean, there are some non kobold warrens in the mountains to the south, down in the Grey Walls.
There is a
Red
dagger.
They're peaceful. They're usually peaceful. Maybe the grudges, rivalries. You know, the sort of you stole my goat 3 generations ago, sort of thing. But it's all quiet. No one actually.
There's a dagger involved, and we are led to believe that it's a kobold dagger.
Any specific problems with red scales?
Which game? And you said, make a. I confess, make an insight check for me, please.
Ooh. Okay.
And
Oh.
so for you as well.
Oh,
Cheek as well.
Nice.
Nice.
let's see.
Oh.
Okay, not so much cheek. That's fine. So, I confess, you get the impression that his main priority is making certain that none of the blame for the damage and disruption falls on his clan, and you've been doing a good job of reinforcing that, being consistent with it. But you notice him sort of pause a second when you mentioned the giant bats, and he almost like he's having this sort of bit of him sort of mulling over sort of that piece of information, or trying to make it pass. So there's certainly a way to push for on that. In terms of the dagger, doesn't seem to be ringing any bells at all. But the giant bats, you reckon, is probably the angle to go for.
The what?
Giant bats.
Yeah. Did I get my new coat last time or not?
No, that'll be ready in a couple of days.
There was what, 2 giant bats? I know one.
There were 2, yeah.
One did the epic face plant into the cactuses, and I got the skin of part of the other one. So yeah.
Yes, that's right. For the one that was in the kitchen.
Yeah, there was 2 giant bats, a whole load of kobolds. There's probably a giant bat somewhere in the desert outside that's looking like the mother of all pincushions right about now.
And also, it seemed that these kobolds were working for the gargoyle rather than necessarily.
Well, working for, paid by, enslaved by.
Working with.
It could be the Comazats. Comazdal. Could be them. Yeah, Komaaz, and then the second word he said was Dal, so Dhaal.
They're a tribe that have a thing about bats.
They raise giant bats. They're sort of their thing for doing transport and sort of ferrying goods. They're normally really quiet. Their warrens are in the Skomas Valley, but they have been quiet. We haven't heard a lot from them for recently. I mean, you said a dagger. I mean,
G presents the drawing. This is the dagger.
Not kobold made, but okay. There was a rumor, and I don't like to speak bad of other kobolds. It's a small world. We all end up working together. You never know. You say one bad thing, and suddenly a contract goes sour. But there are some who've said that the Comaz might have turned their backs on our traditional religious practices, maybe talking to things in the dark, and maybe that's why they've gone quiet and aren't associated, aren't trading with us, aren't around very much. Haven't seen them
That
for a while. Could just be a rumor.
that
Could
talk,
be related.
that talk
But
of speaking to things in the dark raises my eyebrows several inches. It's like,
yeah. So yeah, I'd guess maybe go tell the magistrate if it's kobolds who did it and they're in bats. I would say go to Skomaz Valley, talk to the Komaz, see what they know. Maybe just some hotheads and they've taken on a contract.
But when you say that they're talking to things in the dark, does that mean that they don't have any candles?
Jake. Sort of.
You've rarely seen a kobold's jaw drop, but until there's that you can see the brain trying to process these noises, and it knows that these are words, and it's trying to equate that. I mean, they might have ever bright lanterns, and they turn them out, I suppose.
Well, you say
I just say Jake and just gestures to all of me. It's like,
I mean that would I would say go tell the magistrate to go talk to Skomaz and he can find out for himself.
Would they have any particular reason to be hostile towards the trains? Do they not approve of it coming through their land?
Or are they just after the knife? I mean, does the knife ring any bells with you guys?
He's got that look of you're now into areas he doesn't really get much insight into. Moon, what are you going to ask? Sorry.
I wasn't more of an ask. He was just about to say, it's like, well, it may be a rumor, but all rumors are based on truth.
I mean, there was that time that sort of Kaelin sort of was accused of sort of farting in the pot every night, and no one believed it. And then one night they just found her, and apparently she was just really pissed off with hubby, and decided to make him feel unwell, and rather than actually poison him, just to do that, just for the knowledge she'd done it. But no one ever believed it. And then one day, one of the kids woke up, and it was all over the camp. You don't mean like that, do you?
Not exactly. No.
Okay.
No, but it is that thing of there is no smoke without fire.
Well,
it can be if you make it with dry wood. There's no dry enough wood. Then there's no smoke because there's no pollutants coming off it. We can show you, or if you or you can cast light. And he brings out one of the wands and kind of waves it, and all of the light appears on the end of it. No smoke from that.
I'd snap the fingers on my left hand, and the beginnings of a firebolt spell would come upon the tips of my left fingers. Like,
well, just because you make smoke when you do it.
By the way, do you sell those wands?
Well, it's just a wand. I mean, I know I cast it, but I just focus my cantrips to my wand. But I'm sure if you go into town, there'll be someone who could sell you a light wand. Yeah.
Jeekers are staring at the wand like a cat, like going.
That was a laser pen. Remind me to buy one of those wands.
Oh my god, is that how they get Jeek out of rage? They just
get a wand of light that literally does sort of a spot on the wall.
Yeah,
laser pointer. Yeah,
specifically one that has a red light and just I would say go to Blenner's in Blenner's on the high street. He sells good foci and he can get hold of most simple things. Yeah.
Thank you. Just curious. Thank you.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you so much for your help.
Lovely. Wonderful. I mean, if you want to stay for supper before we all start sort of turning in for the day, then you're welcome. Otherwise, I have things to be doing. So if you want to go back and I guess go tell the magistrate what you found and get your money, and that would be fine.
I think
what
that
do kobolds
may be the better lead.
Well, he sort of goes over to a nearby pot and opens up. Today, potato stew with leek and fish. By the smell and look of it, yeah, no, yeah.
If
No, I
you're
dunno.
if you're
Eating well today. Fishes have been doing well.
if you're looking at Grazka, you just see this little bit of drool.
Drool.
One eye also is drooling a little bit.
Raska's gone full Homer Simpson.
Jeek sort of like goes, thank you for your information. I am so sorry about the crying. I'm not good under pressure.
Okay, right.
Be fair,
It's fine. And this is a little awkward sort of. You can't reach your head because you're too tall, but sort of just pats you on the knee, I suppose, if you're sort of sat on a nearby rock or something. It's okay. It's
put
okay.
it this way. Put it this way. Be thankful you got the crying and not the angry.
Yeah. We didn't like him when he's angry.
No. Thank you. I set that one up perfectly. Thank you.
Grazka sits.
You wouldn't like him when he's hungry.
Grazka sits there and goes. Grazka no like him when he's hungry.
You can sort of like see that it's like Jeek doesn't blush, but you can see like he's got like his eyes are crinkling because he's trying not to smile, and he's like, should we go back? Should we go back to the magistrate?
I don't know about y'all. I'd like to get paid. And
Yeah, let's do that.
Gorink, you had things you wanted fixed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, things to fix. We can do that here, or if you need workbench, help yourself. No good a time as any.
And
Can we try that before we go back?
again, Grazka sits there and goes. Grazka, oh, your drink.
I kind of go. My friends have said they try and fix first. If they not fix, I bring back to you.
We can,
Okay.
we can try and fix it before we leave if you want.
Yeah, you've got the time.
Well, I mean, if we got the time.
Where's me magics?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, assuming you've got the broken instruments sort of wrapped up carefully with you, rather than left back at the pub, right? Okay. Yeah. In that case, yeah, you bring out the sort of slightly sad, dishevelled, sort of cracked and instruments and sort of that sort of that looks and yeah, between you, Akenferus and Ariana, your mending your mending spells are effective. They are if you hadn't seen how broken they were, by the time you're done, you wouldn't know they'd been damaged in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it's literally that sort of in old Disney, in Mary Poppins, when the sort of the children's room is being tidied up and things are sort of leaping onto shelves, things like that. Imagine that, but as sort of from broken to back to good as new. It's that sort of effect as the magics take on. In terms of flavour of how it works, how does, for example, Ariana's mending magic look? How does Akenferus's mending magic look?
Mine,
Pure flavour. Ariana first.
She sort of sings quietly a little mending tune, and if you ask me to make one up offhand, I might struggle, but so she's just rockabye baby, please get fixed.
But so it's that sort of holding things together, singing, and they're sort of suddenly sort of singing, but rather than click. Okay.
She's the talented one, not me. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that gives us a nice visual of you're putting the pieces together, and as you're singing, they're sort of reforming and doing whatever. So there's that sort of almost like you're assembling it from the parts. That sort of that kind of magic for it. Akenferus, how does your magic manifest?
I would take what hasn't been fixed. I would sit with it on my lap, place a hand on it, focus, and then raise the hand and snap fingers.
Yep. Yeah. And you feel the energies from wherever they are that they come from you, whatever that source is, rooting through you and sort of what was many parts is now one, and is in one piece, and as it should be, inviolable. And you get a sense of rightness as the things are fixed and made whole.
So every time I use my magic, my eyes glint ever so slightly.
Okay.
And I kind of look and go, ooh.
Just-
And then notice my instrument is fixed. I'm like, ooh.
Ariana's snakes also kind of go in time to the music while she's doing it as well. I've forgotten about the snakes.
Now we fixed it. Please don't use it till we get back to the pub. Otherwise, I might unfix it.
To be fair,
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I sort of look at Akin Ferris and say, come on, it was her singing that got us in here in the first place. Not everyone has the same taste we do.
Just with that look and again that glint. Partly.
Okay, fair enough.
While you lot are doing that, Graska's just sort of sneakily got a bowl of the stew.
One eye is next to Graska, just kind of like picking up, like to like see if there's an empty bowl, just so he can also have a little bit of stew.
Jeek is kind of just sat there with a cigar and just sort of like just admiring the the camp and stuff, and just goes, it's strangely peaceful here.
Yeah, it's that bustle. Everyone doing their thing, and the sun sort of rising and reflecting on the lake, and that sort of just being a bit of a counter to the rising heat as the stones are starting to warm up and everything as well. But yeah, if you want to be making your way back to the town hall, absolutely not a problem. Again, it's another 5-10 minutes. Maybe 15 to make your way back through the slightly different direction to head back towards the main square.
Are we, guys? Just checking.
Graska want money.
I like getting paid.
It's always a good thing, isn't it?
Money
The journey itself is uneventful in as much as you're not accosted. You even though it is a rough part of town, it's the middle of it's late morning by now, but maybe maybe even coming up on lunchtime by the time you've sort of been back and forth with the kobolds and everything. As you are returning to the main square, you sort of get a sight, sort of the other side of the railway station is sort of the kind of the stagecoach kind of stage as well. So the Thunder Road that runs past, and you arrive in there, and there is there are three big sized wagons studded with runes and crystals, with the House Orion symbol on the side, that are just rolling into town. Well, I say rolling, gliding is the best description, because their wheels appear to be half sunk into the ground, and it gliding through the ground at a much faster rate than you're used to seeing carts moving. But they're sort of coming in town. It's high noon, and the stagecoach has arrived. Sort of feel, and you see people coming out from the Orion warehouses and the station to start to offload materials and take them into the warehouses, and sort of there's people sort of doing papers. So as well as the work taking place to do the building, there is these signs of there are still supplies coming into the town.
Anything notable? Anything different? Or
hard to tell from this distance. The it looks to be mostly kind of crates and sacks of materials, foodstuffs, I'd guess.
I don't know if this will work, but I'll give it a go. She takes her hat off
hmm,
and sort of lets the snakes taste the air, as it were.
hmm. Again, probably too far away to get much of anything beyond sort of that taste of the dust, that faint tang of ozone that's coming off from those stones from the lightning well that are still intact.
Just the mental image of all the snakes.
Yeah, you're too far away, really. I'd say to get much of a sense of beyond sort of that kind of those faint scents that you get. So maybe horses and
But
maybe voices from afar.
what this does tell her is she's never tried this before on purpose.
Mm.
So it's like, ooh, here's something that, because I'd noticed the other Medusans do something similar.
Mm.
And so she's like, ooh, that could, okay. Mental note, puts her hat back on.
Another source of sensory intake. Yeah,
Just
absolutely well worth doing.
The mental image of all the snakes getting the dust and just going.
I need to get myself a snake for this, so that when I'm using snakes, I can.
You know we are going to buy you a load of rubber snakes now, and you're just going to get inundated with it. But through Amazon, you're just going to start getting rubber snakes arriving in the post.
What color are Ariana's snakes?
Green.
That's got the whole lot of us scheming now. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Saying being planned.
I have plenty of green.
You are going to have a Medusa wig, I think, by the end of the game.
I could get a headband and sort of like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have a think. Get creative, and we'll take photos and show it on Steam.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to crochet everything. I'm gonna have to crochet something for everyone.
Wonderful. The town hall absolutely is there, and there's a couple of sort of workers in there. The main hall itself, the desk is empty, but there are a couple of people milling around. And sort of one of the clerks kind of looks up as you kind of walk into the main hallway. Says, "So there's no meetings today. Are you? Can we help?"
Ariana, having gotten used to doing this, steps forward. It's like, we're hoping to see the magistrate and Pashka, as we were asked to look into a few things, and we'd like to report back.
Yeah, okay. He's in the office. He's in the office. Goes out through one of the side doors and comes back moments later. Says, "Yeah, come on through. And as you sort of go through, so basically you've got in terms of the hall. Actually, I can show you the map because that would be simple. You were literally there earlier. Give me one moment.
Here's one we made earlier. Welcome to Blue Peter, everybody.
Oh, no, no. So, there we go. Back to the ground hall. Ground. So, let me just put her. She's not here, and move him. And let me just double check something. Yeah, that's the one. Is it gone? No.
There's a very fancy desk.
Nice carpets.
There is no such thing as a non-fancy desk in the Dungeon Alchemist.
So yeah, the clerk brings you through to this door over here. opens, brings you on through, and there you go. And then into the office here, where Facet is in a fairly sort of, I best to describe this. As you're walking through, you can hear voices raised in argument. That's the best way of describing it. And you see Facet in a fairly heated discussion with sort of this dwarf who is really thickly set. He's very, very well appointed, relatively old. And with them is the dwarf who was on the train with you. Gareth Stone. Remember, he was the guy who got stabbed by one of the kobolds, and you saved his life.
Oh yeah, nice work.
Where's he gone? Have I still got his token?
So, are we still in the main room, or have we all gone into the anteroom?
I'm presuming you are all going through, but if you choose not to, then that is also a.
I kind of have just wandered in, presuming that we were allowed to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're being invited through. Sheriff isn't there. I'll just move him off the. There you go. And there's sort of that brief sort of that brief moment as they sort of just turn, because obviously being the knock of the class, and they sort of both basically sort of just quieten down. So, one moment, Gareth. One moment, Boydle. You have news?
We do. We have found the source of the knife, and we have discovered what's special about it, and we have discovered where a clan of kobolds who have a thing for giant bats.
They may not be involved, but we were directed to them as that was their thing.
Okay.
We know the dagger had been either one stolen. Stories differ by Edmund Percival's dad from a clan of kobolds. The only thing we don't really know is much about the gargoyle, but we have, honest leads as to the possibility that the kobolds in oh god, my notes are a mess. The kobolds down south could possibly the Karpal might be involved, or at least might know something about it.
Okay, and you sort of, without making you go back through your notes, you sort of lay out the name of the tribe and
exactly. Yeah.
the provenance of the dagger and things like that. He sort of nods and says, "No, okay, you've done a good job. Fair's fair." And he said, "Right, absolutely, money well spent." And he sort of reaches into his drawer, pulls out purses with the remaining, the second part of your payment. Says, "No, thank you, very well done. Absolutely what I needed to do." It does seem, however, and he looks at the dwarf, who is seething somewhat, that I might have another job for you. And Gas was, yes, we got people hurt. We need help.
Is this the halflings?
No. So this is Gath is the dwarf.
No, is that are the people hurt the halflings?
Oh no, they're no, they're fine. While I was out of town, one of my subordinates authorized quarrying at one of the pits that we closed down. We knew it was so awful a location. We just not named it the Treacherous because there was all sorts of accidents and collapses and all things that kept on going. I told them not to go anywhere near it. We closed it down. Now, there's been a collapse. What I've been told is a portion of the quarry's collapsed, and there's all sorts of strange, noble noises coming out of it. I've just been trying to get the magistrate to send the sheriff over. But given how well you did fighting off the kobolds, if you're up for come give us a hand.
And how much gold did we get paid, by the way? I just want to add it to my inventory.
Another 5.
Yeah. I will. Just straight sort of looks at you sort of in terms of that sort of. Okay, you've moved quickly. If you can go secure the site, rescue any of the trap workers. 20 gold each to you. Well, that's on offer.
Gold each.
I'll also offer a stipend as a group, 100 gold to go to the anvil if you need to buy any equipment, be that weapons, armor, bits and pieces. Up for it?
Excuse me, what does a stipend mean?
Money
Exactly.
to buy stuff.
Yeah. Basically, I give you an allowance to go and buy stuff you need to do this job.
That's
Can
not
you-
it's not a terrible idea.
Sorry.
Can you give us an idea of, I mean, because we've not been to those mines, have you got suggestions for equipment that we might find useful?
I mean, rope, pittons, things to sort of drive in, shovels. I said there's some weird noises coming from down there, so if you need to buy a couple of extra
That makes sense.
sharp, pointy things to point anything that might be down there, that might be a good idea.
Is
The
there
armor
anywhere
you
we
need to upgrade.
Is there anywhere we can get healing supplies? Because
Yeah,
if we don't need it, they do.
yeah, absolutely. So the apothecary is a House Drasco. You should be able to get stuff from there. Again, stipendal could be put towards that instead if you want.
Guys, can I ask how many people?
So I've got a couple of people down in at the moment that we've not been able to rescue. The stone chanter, ambitious little minx called Chash, and a human apprentice lad called Seth. They're both down there, but we can hear weird screeches and whispers and cackling from down there. So there's something down there with them. Every now and then I'm getting reports of shouts for help. So
Could this be what the kobold said by that they were talking in the dark?
Maybe.
Because it is dark in a quarry, yes?
well, certainly down there it would be if it's a sinkhole that's opened up. I mean, I reckon it's creatures of Kaiba if ever I've heard it. So screeches like demons, whispers like people, weeping of kids, all sorts of noises I would not be expecting to come out of a hole in the ground. Enough to give you nightmares for a month. It could be. Should be nice, quiet stone quarry. They'd just be singing the stones free.
You do realize we're already
Seriously,
new.
already done. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
We're all so squishy.
You're fine.
G looks at one eye and goes,
You've beaten everything that came at you before. You beat off a whole load of bandits on giant bats. You'll be able to handle this. Be fine.
G looks at one eye and goes, you're good at the sneaky stuff.
I mean, I'd hope so.
We've got a sneaky person. We should be fine.
Great, wonderful. Well, in that case, if you take the job, 20 gold on completion. Here's a stipend of 100 to.
And that's for the group, right? That 100.
The 100s are between you for the group for buying bits of kit that you need to sort of, be it potions, be it sort of bits of kit, any armor, ammunition, stuff like that. You've got you've got the extra gold he's given you. You've got an offer of 20 gold each if you complete it. And that's the point I think where we will stop because it's just gone 10:30. And so you just know that next week is going to be called Trouble Down the Mine.
AKA we make sure we have backup characters.
Trouble Down Pit. There you go. That's the title for next week. Trouble Down Pit.
Trouble
Yeah,
Down
we're gonna need
Mine.
backup characters.
Yeah.
I may or may not be here next week, depending on what my Saturday looks like in the States.
Yeah,
If
no
I
problem.
can, I will, because it'll be 5 hours earlier, but we'll see.
See how we go. Yeah, no worries at all. Just let us know. I mean, we can either run it as you are detained doing something else, or be there in the background. We'll just see how you are nearer the time. Just let us know. Brilliant. Right. Thank you, everyone. Brilliant as ever. You've made your way through a number of people reacting to your arrival in the town, and managed to impress some people, terrify others. I would expect nothing less. To those of you who stuck through us, either live or who are catching up on YouTube, thanks for coming along. We always appreciate your time. As the saying goes, you could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you've chosen to be with us. Yeah, I can get cheesier. I'm just not going to. Leah, happy birthday. Once more, I know it was yesterday, but I think we do have to just do that one traditional thing of 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leah. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Ah, bloody hell, my microphone was muted.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was.
Back to you, Leah.
Moon has to do solo now.
I was going to say, Moon has to do it solo now.
I'm not singing it solo.
Thank you, everybody. It's been a brilliant weekend so far. Spending it online with the people that I love. What can I say?
Yay.
And me.
You count as well, Kate. I hope you.
What can I say? Friends, partners, and accomplices. There you go.
I hope your trip to the States goes well, Kate.
Thank you.
Kate is definitely not off to take care of a certain orange person.
Oh, please.
The way I'd take care of him would probably either lock me up in prison for life or get me the electric chair.
It's like, just do a stealth check.
We'd give you the Nobel Peace Prize at this point, honestly.
Yeah,
Well,
probably
don't
the one
forget
he
he was
picked.
already a nominee for that.
But on that note,
Wait a minute. I've got to get through security at the airport. Somebody, if they watch the stream, will go, no.
Can we not actually?
Yeah, I know.
Chances of getting out to go see family. That would be a that would be a cruel mishap of fate.
Thank you.
If we flagged various things.
I will say we are joking. We are
completely joking.
Thank you,
We're far too
everybody.
sensible for that.
We don't have the skills for it.
No, definitely not.
Thank you, everybody. It's been a wonderful stream. On that note, as always, from all of us here on the channel, take your meds, stay hydrated, and get some sleep. Good night, everybody.
Not at all.
Bye.